to Secret Agent Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tough Nut girlfriend Sharon Stone in Total Recall. Here is a sneak peek at the trailer for Michael's upcoming movie, Starship Troopers.
Since his existence, man has ruled the earth. In the future, the rules will change. Everyone fights, no one quits.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mr. Michael Ironside. How do you like it so far?
That's actually more of the film than I've ever seen.
Go away.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen any of the film other than what I saw when we did looping, ADR work when we replaced dialogue.
Okay, yeah, so looping means when it's done, they don't like some of the dialogue, so you go back in and replace it?
No, as you can see, there's a lot of special effects and gunplay and stuff like that, and dialogue gets chewed up with all the gun stuff, so
oh, I see.
You have to go back and replace it and stuff.
Okay. Do you watch your own films?
Yeah.
Do you have a couple of faves? Do you love Total Recall?
Oh, that was a lot of fun to work on. I was 6.5 months in Mexico City, that film.
Yeah.
You know, but...
How they made the Mars Red was going there?
No, that's how they got it done for the budget they had.
I see, fine. And now, how many fake blood things did they use in that? Like,
I'll tell you, on this film, Tommy Fisher did the special effects. Gun hits, explosions, things like that. He came up to me in the middle of this one. I think we were about 2 months into this, and he said, I said, how are we doing? And he said, remember all the stuff we did in Total Recall? I said, yeah. He says, we just passed it.
the amount of fake blood used for, like,
Not so much fake blood, but explosions, gun hits,
Wow.
special effects, crashes. That explosion, you see, that rolling explosion down that valley, that's not CGI. That's not computer generated. They actually blew up almost a mile of valley in the South Dakota. It took a month and a half to rig it. John Richardson, the special effects, he was the special effects explosion guy. Paul wanted realistic-looking stuff.
I think it's a wonderful story, and I don't know if I was trying to correct him, if your mother had 18 siblings?
I've always understood it to be 18. I just got corrected. I think it's 16.
So, only 16.
Well, yeah.
So, like, the whole street, everywhere you went, it was your family, extended family.
Yeah, I was from the East End of Toronto, Payton Queen area.
Ow! I was just there this morning. My car got towed away last night, and there's a pound there.
Really?
Yeah, I know it well now.
Oh, really? Yeah. But in our neighborhood, yeah, there was on the street of about 28 houses, there was 5 families, about 30 of us in the neighborhood. The neat thing was is that you didn't really have to compete for friendship. You know, you knew where you fit within the family hierarchy. You didn't always like your family, but you did love them. You know.
I remember reading a line that you used to do a lot of writing as a kid, and there was one cousin that you kept writing about him being shipped off to another planet.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I was the youngest firstborn of the 5 families that were in and around that neighborhood, and most of them were very jockey and physical, and I really couldn't compete. I was about 3 years younger than everybody, so my father attributes my writing skills, my creative storytelling skills to, I used to go in the bedroom and send, Brian, if you listen, I apologize, but I'd send Brian off to a planet, or I'd have Bob and...
Then he was crushed by...
Or Bob and Gary would be, like, you know, run over by the milk truck, or, you know, but...
You come from a working-class family.
Absolutely. And
you've risen to such extraordinary heights of fame. Your dad must just be like, hey, that's my boy. You know? What a thrill. Huh?
All right, I'll tell you a story about that.
Okay.
When I did ER, first season, I did the last 6 shows, they sent me the character, and I saw an opportunity to play my father. And to play a character like my father, somebody who is a very tough love. He used to say to me that the truth doesn't have an opinion. It is just the truth. It's you that positions yourself away or closer to the truth. And so when I'd done the shows, and my sister, who lives up in Peterborough, called me when she saw the second one there. She said, Mike, she called me in the middle of the night. She says, Mike, she said, I watched that ER thing. I said, yeah. She said, you're doing Dad. and I automatically went, yeah. What do you think? She said, yeah, it's Dad. And I went, And we're whispering, right? I'm 2,400 miles away. And I said, what's he saying? She goes, oh, he watches hockey. You know.
Oh, no! He watches, that's hilarious.
And I know Dad won't see this, so
That's hilarious. Yeah. Your dad doesn't watch a lot of television or movies? He
no, he doesn't. A couple of years ago, he lives up in Ashley, Ontario, and I bought him a satellite so he could even check out what I do for a living.
Hockey, eh?
Hockey and
Well,
reading.
You have to tell, what's your father's first name?
Robert.
Okay, you have to tell Robert we're like, I've got a big hockey player on, okay?
All right.
Okay. Mr. Ironside, we're going to have some big hockey player. You can watch us, but we're going to have your son right after this. Of course, he isn't watching. Well, maybe he is. Who knows? We'll be back with Michael Ironside right after this. We're back with Michael Ironside, who loves the film that he's been in, Starship Trooper. Do you think there really is other life in the universe, Michael?
I think if you look up in the heavens at night and see all that, it'd be kind of self-centered and arrogant to think we were the only ones, you know?
Yeah. This, I didn't realize the Starship Trooper was Robert Heinlein book originally, and it's about, it was quite a plausible thing. I was saying, you know, like they bring rocks back from Mars or from some other planet. There could be some little bug that could grow, and then we're toast.
Yeah. In the film, it's actually a futuristic, very militaristic right-wing society that is well-ordered and everything's perfect, and we get attacked by insects from another planet, and we actually go off and do battle. It's basically a futuristic war film. And I think the spirit of the novel was the collective order, the kind of perfect society, and by the end of it, you realize that it's really the behavior and actions of individuals that make a society. That sounds a little heavy, doesn't it?
No, but it also sounds very true.
And in the meantime, thousands of things get blown to shit, you know. So.
Sounds really fun time. You have a really interesting experience coming up. You're going to go to Montreal. You're seeing a film called Captive. And there's one interesting little thing. There's a young woman in this film who happens to be your daughter. Yeah. You get one scene with her, huh?
Thank God.
I hope you're not doing the father thing.
No, it's not like that. We were actually talking. My daughter has been on film since she was 4 and 5 years old. You cannot impress her. I mean, you know, if Arnold Schwarzenegger sits in her seat, she says, that's my seat, you know.
Arnold, yeah.
Yeah, Arnold. He's a great guy. He's wonderful. He's wonderful.
He's probably, which they say of you, you play the tough guys thing and describe the Sharon Stone as a real sweetheart. That's what she says about you. And Arnold's the same kind of guy?
Arnold's very intelligent. He has an incredible, what I call childlike ability. He's not been jaded by anything. He can look at something with that kind of childlike wonder that a 5 or 6-year-old has, and just enjoy it, and not judge it, you know. Yeah. But my daughter, she actually did AD work on 7 different features I worked on.
Assistant director?
Yeah, second and third AD. Did a couple of TV series down in San Diego, where she was an AD on those, and out of nowhere got burned out working behind the camera and started taking acting classes. And I thought she hated actors. She's an AD, you know. Right. And
I'm almost out of time, but I got to ask you this question: what cars are you working on right now in the garage? I know you're in love with.
I'm working on a 1970 GTO.
A 1970 GTO?
Yeah, a convertible.
Is that like a Ferrari we're talking about?
No.
What's a GTO? Sorry. All these girls know what is a GTO?
A GTO is a Gran Turismo. It's a Pontiac. It's a Pontiac convertible.
Oh, okay.
Muscle car, 1970s. I'm basically working on all my Motorhead fantasies from the past.
You got the one? Do you have any?
No, I have a 68 KR500 Shelby. I have a 67 GT500 Shelby.
Look, at every teenager in this room goes, oh. They love you. Yeah, the sorry, sir. Man in the back row.
Those are the cars when I was a teenager, you know. I couldn't afford them then. Guys would go by and I'd say, there goes one of those cars and one of those guys, you know.
And now you're one of those guys with
No, I'm not. I'm a bandy-legged, middle-aged, balding guy who...
Oh.
And I have these cars, man.
Look at him. And I'm having a good time. I don't care. You can watch for Michael Ironside in Starship Troopers. It's coming out in November, and it's been a real pleasure to meet you. Thank you for dropping by.
Coming up next on Dini, we'll look at the Manitoba floods.